then the cells at the end don't get the oxygen. All right? Think about it like the water fountain in the hallway. All right? We have the Macon Water Authority who takes the water from the lake, who filters it, who pumps it through the pipes, so that when I get thirsty, I can go get a drink of water from the water fountain. All right? Now let's say that out there in Eisenhower, we break a water main. All right? So all the water is now leaking out. Going backwards, they're still taking it from the lake, they're still filtering it, they're still pumping it, but it's leaking out, and whenever I go to get my water from the water fountain, there's nothing for me. All right? And after a while, if this is not correct, then I'm going to get a little upset, and I'm going to say, hey guys, if I can't get any water from the water fountain, I am not going to pay my bill this month. All right? So because I couldn't get from the system what I needed, I am not going to contribute what I need to contribute back to the system. Oh, does that make sense? Now, if Andrew Water doesn't pay his water bill this month, Macon Water Authority doesn't care. Now, I'm sure they would care, but it's not going to shut the whole system down if they don't get my $30, all right? But what if my whole neighborhood didn't pay their bill this month?
Everybody's gonna shut down.
Right. Well, what if nobody in my neighborhood can get water from their water fountains? And so they all say, hey, all 100 of us, we're not paying our bill this month. You know, what if 25% of the city said, hey, we're not getting any water either. We're not paying our bills either. After a while, since so many are not contributing back to the system, the whole system is going to fail.
It's going to be a big necrotic neighborhood.
Right. All because
No
of
water
the pipe
flow.
break. How is that? Does that make sense? Okay, let's talk about volume. First thing we're going to talk about is something called stroke volume. All this stuff is going to come together in just a minute. Stroke volume is the amount of blood that is pumped into the cardiovascular system with each beat of the heart. All right, so every time your heart beats, whatever gets squirted out, that is stroke volume.
Wood spiders.
Stroke volume is dependent on three things. That is contractility, I should say, preload, and afterload. Would you like the slides put? Would that be easier for you? Taking a picture all of them with your iPhone?
We're gonna make my own slideshow. Guess it really doesn't help if I write everything down either.
Well, if you write everything.
What?
If you're right, you're not listening.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about those three things. The first is contractility. Contractility is defined as the extent and velocity of muscle or fiber shortening. All right. Contractility is how hard the heart is pumping. It is influenced by oxygen supply. It's influenced by the degree of sympathetic stimulation, right, as the nervous system. It's influenced by electrolyte balance. It's influenced by drug effects, like full throttle. It's also influenced by disease, okay? What about Starling's law? Remember that we got before? I put the little picture of the underwear up there to remind you. All right, remember Starling's law says the further you stretch the heart muscle, the harder it contracts. All right, Starling's law is the further you stretch the muscle, the harder it contracts. Just like the elastic in your underwear. The further you stretch the elastic in your underwear, the harder it contracts. And just like the elastic in your underwear, it's only going to come out so far, so long before you just, right? And that is congestive heart failure.
or waistband failure.
Yeah, or waistband failure.
What was the last?
Disease.
Disease.
So you literally could run to death.
With the congestive heart failure, caused by other things other than you exercising. Exercising is not causing congestive heart failure. It's quite the opposite.
Yeah. You're,
Up the gas.
I think what you're thinking, Cliff, is like if your heart muscle became stretched to the point, probably wouldn't be because of exercise, it would be maybe from a super tachycardia rhythm or something like that, where the heart just runs away until it just gives up. That's why those rhythms are so lethal, when the heart's just like beating uncontrollably 200 or 300 beats a minute.
Preload is the passive stretching force exerted on the ventricle in the diastole. After it's when the heart's relaxed. Your heart has diastole, which is relaxed, and it has systole, which is free. All right. So the force, how about the residual pressure in the system when the heart relaxes is preload.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when your ventricles are relaxed, that's the pressure when the ventricles are relaxed. Right. Preload is affected by the volume of blood returning to the heart. Right? So the more blood that comes back to the heart, the higher the preload is. And the less blood coming back to the heart, the lower the preload is. So remember, your heart beats in two phases, if you would. The atria contract together, the ventricles contract together. So top, then bottom. Right? The pressure on these ventricles after the atria contract, okay, the atria has contracted, and they have forced blood into the ventricles, that's your preload. Okay? Now, whenever the atria forces blood into the ventricles, it also stretches that muscle. And that's where Starling saw comes in. So the higher your preload, the harder your heart contracts. The lower your preload, the less force to the heart to contract. All right, if the size of your human container, if you will, is greater than the amount of fluid, inadequate preload occurs. All right? Inadequate preload will lead to reduced cardiac output. That's something you guys protected about that. Afterload is the pressure your ventricles must pump against to get blood out of the heart. Say I took a water hose, right, and strung it up to the ceiling, and then filled it halfway full of water. All right, so you imagine me holding on to this water hose, all right, and going up the ceiling with halfway full of water. Okay. Now say I want to take and blow into this water hose.